Game Beard. Here's the final cleaned up paint area, or studio. This is my studio. I have my 6-foot table. Here's my 6-foot table. And that works really well. I'm not fully using the 6-foot table. Like, I got some other stuff over here. I got like a sketchbook, and I got a little bit of space in case I ever have to put something like my phone. But I wouldn't want to go any smaller than 6 feet. 6 feet by like 30 inches, right? I organized all my paints, and so I cleaned them all up. I have these little stickers that aren't sticking very well, so I might have to glue those on. They don't all have that. In the past I painted them, but now I'm using these stickers so they look a little more uniform. And it might seem kind of shocking to see how few paints I have, but I was kind of shocked actually. But I do have some space for more paint. Originally I thought I was going to add another box because I ordered a bunch of some different Privateer press paints. They're currently hard to come by, but it seems like they're going to be stocked up again soon. So anyways, I have them all in here. I have some space for them. But really, as far as paints go, it's kind of hard to use more paints than these. I also organized my inks. And this is just a regular Monster box, right? It's just a little cardboard box. It's like a little flat box for Monsters, right? But one thing that I was kind of happy with is I organized this it's like a little wall, and I can move it, right? So I can adjust it if I get a lot more inks and paints or different size bottles. But I generally keep them separate and organized and ready to go. Now, another thing that I did that I'm kind of happy with is I organized all my stuff into these boxes, like tools and brushes. And why did I do that? Well, and here you can see another box. It's kind of a long box. And you can always pick these up at, Costco or Sam's Club when you're checking out. But I did that so that if I need the table space, I could just lift away these boxes simply, and I don't really have to clean my table. So that way I could move computer stuff over. Like, I've got this big tablet, and sometimes, and this is like my computer desk, and sometimes I want to draw, or I need to draw. So I made it so that I could move this over here, but then I could clear off my table by just moving these boxes over. And so I really like that. I recommend it. It also kind of helps you keep organize your stuff. Otherwise, they end up in a big pile, like right here. Like, all my brushes are in a pile. But I tend to use them. Look how unorthodox they are. Look at how regular that is. You think, oh my gosh, Dave, aren't your brushes going to get damaged? Not really. I mean, you got to be careful. I mean, it's pretty good. And it's cost effective to keep your brushes this way. I also got my little files. Right? But anyways, I'm pretty happy with all this. I'm not totally using all my table just for paint and supplies. I have this is my flatbed scanner, but you can see that that's a nice place to kind of store works in progress. Like, I recently painted all my Silver Tower Warhammer Quest figures, and so they're in this box, which is kind of nice. And then next up on the line is Blackstone Fortress. You can see they're all primed and ready to go, mostly underpainted. But anyways, this is it. This is really all you need. Anything else is overkill, in my opinion. I mean, this is a pretty big space. I'm kind of happy I can have this big space. This is pretty big. Not everyone has this opportunity. But I do recommend that you have a table like this, whether it's in the garage or in a guest room. And if you have a significant other that may not want to see a mess like this, try my box method. Like, oh, guests are coming over? You can just move these boxes away. Boxes with all your junk in it. And that might sell it to your person, right? So here it is. That's my painting station. One thing I forgot to mention is lighting. Here I've got, I don't know, I've got this thing. I don't even know what brand this is called. Here, can you read it? I got this big lamp. It's kind of nice. And then I got this thing. This is mainly for, like, I use it for my table. Let me see, it's going to be dark. But I have this light, right? And this was not too expensive. I forget how much it was. But I think it was like, I don't know, 130 bucks. But I got 2 of these. And it's really nice. And so I usually just keep that behind myself, right? So I have 2 lights. I got my desk lamp, and I got this light behind me, and it really illuminates what I'm working on. So I love it. Okay. The first step in organizing my table and all my paint is to kind of clean up and organize my paint. Now, I've kind of mentioned that Privateer Press Formula 3P is currently my go-to. I really like it. I like the paint pots. Even though they have some problems, I really like them. And I prefer them over these bottles. These bottles, they get clogged. I don't know. And I definitely don't like Games Workshop. Games Workshop is a nightmare. I have one. I have one. And I hate this thing. I hate this paint pot. So I avoid these as much as I can. Now, what do I need to do? I'm going to clean all these up. What inspired me? Inspired me is I ran out of a couple of my favorite colors, and I went online to try to find them, and I discovered that Privateer Press is not in the good graces of game stores, gamers. I don't know if they're going out of business. I don't know if they're not going to make paint anymore. But I was pretty upset that I couldn't just buy all the paints of Privateer Press that I wanted. So I hurriedly bought up as much as I could. Luckily they were kind of discounted, and I still didn't get everything, but I got a lot of this stuff incoming. So this is going to be my paint system. I'm pretty satisfied with the paint. I like the results I get. Are they the best paint? I don't know. But I really like them, and I currently prefer them over Army Painter. So I'm not going to do Army Painter until I can't get this anymore. Or maybe I'll try Vallejo. I don't know. But anyways, these are what I like. Now, what do I need to do? I need to clean these things and organize them. Here you can see I have a sample color painted on top. And this is actually an old cap from another Formula 3P pot. And this one cracked. So they have problems. Like, even though I like these pots, sometimes these things break apart if you don't take care of them. And that's what I don't like about them. But it has not discouraged me enough from still using all these paint pots. But one thing I want to do is I want to this is a different color than, what is this? This is a sanguine highlight. Well, I want to put a new highlight here, and what I've done is I have created kind of like these boxes. I did them in Photoshop, and what I'm gonna do is I printed them on sticky paper or whatever, sticker paper, and I can stick this down. I can paint in that square. And it's a little more uniform. These are all kind of all over the place. Like, I've done all kinds of terrible things. Like this one I painted, I don't like it. This one's like a bigger spot. Yuck. So at least going forward, they'll all be the same. So that's what I'm going for. But first, I need to clean this up. So I'm going to clean one of these up, and then I'll spare you viewing all the other ones. I think I need to add some water to this, though. I'm going to add some... Oh, man, look at that. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but... There's like a big ring of... Oh, yeah. Here. Did you see it? Gross. That's pretty dry. And all right, but that looks nicer. That's nicer. All right. Yeah. Now the question is, how do I get this on without touching that paint? Okay, so that looks nicer. That'll be more organized in my paint box. So I'm going to get to it and clean all these, and then I'll show you the result shortly. Here you can see all of the gross paint rings from my paint pots, and cleaned them all out. I have some extra lids that I can use. Basically, I wanted to get ready for all the great new games coming out. Battletech. Hopefully within a month, I'm going to have a ton of Battletech stuff to paint. And then after that, hopefully Cthulhu Death May Die. And then Conan Monolith game. And then finally, oh my gosh, Shadows of Brimstone. But that's probably not coming for like 2 years. But plenty to paint along with Papercraft models ready to go.